welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. We were off last week, but we are back with some stuff. And Mike is back.
I'm back!
He wasn't here when I was playing Elder Scrolls, but I'm teaching him sometime soon, and he's going to learn to play, and he's going to love it and spend a lot of money on it. Because that's what friends do, make other friends spend a lot of money. But tonight, we are playing Compile by Michael Yang. Compile is a two-player card game. I know nothing about it. I know the cards look nice and shiny.
It's a two-player card game where we're competing in lanes. So essentially we're going to be drafting different protocols, which are sort of like realms. Each one has a 6-card deck. You'll combine those cards into an 18-card deck. And we'll be playing cards out into each lane to try and win that lane with points, point value of 10 or higher. And the first person to compile all 3 of their protocols wins. There are some various little rules. You can play cards upside down, so they're wild. Otherwise, cards can only be played face up into their own protocol. It's a really, really fun game, and there's, I think, 12 different realms, so you've got a lot of replayability and mixing and matching. I'm sure there's some combos that'll, or some that'll probably combo well off of each other, better than others, but I've played it once, and I'm pretty excited to teach Rob and give it another go.
Alright, we're going to get it set up. I'm going to switch over to game camera. We're still working. We got the cameras kind of figured out. The sound you might get a bit of a drop off in sound, but we're working on it. So let's switch over to the game cameras and check out the game. Alright, so we now have Compile set up for a 2-player game. We have all the 6 cards here. We're going to show you some of the cards close up. Mike's going to show on the monitor. I have a keyboard right there. I got to move this somewhere and get it out of the way.
So here we have an example of one of the realms. This is life. So what you'll see, this is the uncompiled side. And so at the bottom, they give you sort of an idea of what each deck does. So this one does a flip, top deck play, and drawing cards. And you'll see on the opposite side of the cards, they're kind of set up where you've got a point value at the top, and then some text at the top, middle text, and then a bottom set of text. So when you're playing them out, you'll always have to cover the card before it, unless it has a top row. The top row never gets covered, but in this case, this one would get covered. But the really cool thing is that anytime text becomes visible, you activate it. So if I were to play this 0, play the top card of your deck face down in each line where you have a card. So I would then place a bunch of other cards out face down. Then let's say I had another card that told me to delete a card, and I deleted this card. That text has now become visible again and goes off again, and then I put face down cards in those lanes again. So there's definitely some really cool combos. Again, like I said, you could only play cards in their own lane that match the protocol, unless you're playing them face down like this, which they're all worth 2 points. The main thing to note also is essentially the cards are right. The rules are your guideline. If the card seems to contradict a rule of the game, the card wins.
All right, excellent. So we are all set up. So here we have all 6 of the...
All 12.
12. That's what I said. 12.
They are 6-card decks, though.
Yes,
so
they
are 12 6-card decks.
So we snake draft. I guess, do you want to start?
Sure, I'll start. So I'm going to go opposite because last time I played with Darkness, Death, and Plague. So
that's very depressing.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with Light. And now you draft 2.
Okay, I am going to do Fire and Speed.
So now I'm going to pick 2. I'm going to go with life and water. And now you pick your remaining one.
I am gonna go with I'm gonna go with gravity, actually.
All right, so
I have fire, speed, and gravity.
And I have light, water, and life.
And I assume we shuffle these all up.
Shuffle them together and then draw 5. So
shuffle them up.
When you play cards, you do not redraw. On your turn, let me see if I have that little card available. I'll put it out so that we have a little reference. So you draw 5 cards, and then on your turn, you first do any start of turn actions on cards. Then we're going to check to see if we compile. There is a control step, but we're not playing that. We're playing the basic game. Check and compile. As I said, you need to have a value of 10, and you need to have a higher value than your opponent. So if I had 10 and Rob had 10 on fire and light, neither of us would win until somebody had more points at the start of their next turn, and then both sides would actually clear all their cards, but only the one side that compiled would flip.
Now, I have a question for you. When you lay out the cards, does it matter when you play against someone? Here, we can actually turn it this way, too, if you want. Does it matter what you're going against?
It can, actually, yes.
So how do you determine who plays down what first?
You play them down in the order that you drafted them. So I drafted light, and then life, and then water. You drafted fire and speed, and then gravity.
Oh, okay. So it goes in the order you draft.
It goes in the order you draft.
Got it. Okay. So 5 cards?
5 cards. And they are also that, like, plasticky, like, Too Many Bones.
Yeah.
Which I quite enjoy.
These are not... I know I shuffled.
Oh, and if there's something on your card that can't be done, you can still play it. So if it says discard one, like if you have 1 card left in your hand and it says you must, when you play this, discard a card, you still get to play it.
What's your cash?
Your cash is your hand. So
okay.
When it says, if it says during your clear cash step,
yeah,
that's your end of round when you're discarding down to 5 cards.
Okay.
They just took the technical term of cash because they used a lot of computer stuff.
That's fine.
So if anything doesn't make sense.
So you start it up. So it's draw 1, play 1, or you play and then draw. You play and then draw back up.
No, you just so on your turn. So now it's you start a turn things. If there's no cards out, nothing happens. Check compile. Then either play 1 card or refresh your hand up to 5.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
Got it.
But when you compile, if you do compile, that is the only thing you do on your turn. You don't get to draw. You don't get to play a card.
Got
it. Okay.
What is that?
That is my phone. Let me turn this to... All right, so I played a 3 of life. So when this card would be covered, I first play the top card of my deck face down in another line.
Okay. I am going to play a 5, and I'm going to discard a card.
A 4 light. Show me your hand. It says your opponent reveals their You're all speed, baby.
I know. I was like, that's what I said. I'm like, he didn't show these cards and show them very well. All right, so I'm going to. Now, do you do the top and the bottom?
Yes.
Whatever it says? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to play this.
So that's an after, right? So
after you clear cash, draw one card.
Nice. So when you draw back down, when you discard down to 5, you draw 1 card.
Okay, but then I also draw 2 cards.
Yep.
So I draw 2 cards now.
Yes. And now you're checking your cash. Are you below 5?
Yes.
You're good. So you just finished checking your cash, so now you draw.
Okay, cool.
And then your turn ends, so if any of your cards have an end, which would normally be at the bottom, then you'll do it. I'm going to play this here. Oh, no, you can't play this one here. This has to go here.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Speed has to go with speed.
They have to go in speed. That's what I thought. That's fine.
Draw 2 cards, reveal 1 face down card. You may shift or flip that card. There's nothing face down. So, your turn.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Shift one of your opponent's face down cards. You don't have any face down cards, so it doesn't really matter, but I am at 10.
Alright, so on your next turn, we're going to check that.
Okay.
Okay, so... I'm going to put this water here, draw 2 cards, and rearrange your protocols. Okay, done.
So can I play another speed card?
Yeah, you can keep... Oh, so
I have to compile now.
You have to compile now.
Okay, so
because it's the start of your turn.
These go to my discard.
This goes to my discard.
That.
And you've compiled.
That's compiled.
Yep.
All right, so that was compiled by Michael Yang. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a whole lot of fun. It played really quickly. I definitely would like to try it again. It seems like there's a lot of replayability because you have all of these different, I guess, factions. What do they call them?
They're called protocols, but I call them like realms, essentially. It's like picking it's almost like playing Smash Up, where you're picking, you know, a group to play as, but instead of a group, it's a protocol. But instead of really being like a computer protocol, it's more like, sort of like physical realms, right? You got speed and plague, water, fire. They're all sort of like different little factions almost, and each card set is kind of unique to the different whatever it is, you know, fire, water, spirit. They're called protocols, but I mean, you could really call them whatever you want, but it's super fun, and it's small, it's easy to carry around, and it doesn't really take a lot of space to play either.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now, Target, where do you...
Barnes & Noble is where I picked it up.
Go.
I don't know if they have it at Target. You'd also get it on Amazon. It's like $20, and there's a mini pack for $5 that's got another 3 protocols in it to mix in, so even more replayability. Yeah, it's definitely a great little fun game. I love little games like this. We've done a lot of reviews on them, like Doomlings and Druid and stuff like that. But this is great. $20. Definitely give it take a look at it. I think you'd really like it. This is Main 1. There's a second version, Main 2, that's coming out this year. It's going to have 12 all new protocols, and it'll have its own little mini pack with 3 additionals as well. So definitely check it out. There's a lot to play. It'll be either standalone or you could mix it together with this, and then you'll have
A lot.
Like almost 30 of them.
It's very cool. Definitely check it out. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe and the notification bell. Get notified as soon as we upload a new video. Questions or comments, feel free to post it below and get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.